The High Court has released its decision in the Borrowdale case today. They found that all of the orders that have been made under the Health Act were valid. They've rejected the argument that the Crown could not put orders in place in respect of the whole of the country. They've rejected the idea that we couldn't have bubbles in place for the whole of the country or close businesses down. They've also found against Mr Borrowdale in respect of the assertion that there was a delegation of responsibilities to find what was an essential business. They have found in favour of Mr Borrowdale in respect of the issue as to whether the requirement to stay at home should have been in a written order earlier than the 3rd of April, and have given a declaration in respect of that, although they have noted that the requirement to stay at home was reasonable and proportionate. They just think it should have been in the written order earlier. Well, the judgment also says that it was appropriate that specific legislation in response to COVID was passed as was, and they note that approvingly in the judgment. What we were trying to do during those early days was to take the people with us, really, from a point where there were very few restrictions to, in little over a week, having very completely, how should I put it, going from a point of very few restrictions on the 25th of March to a little over a week later having very broad restrictions on businesses and how people live their lives. The court said that the language that was used by different representatives of the government was effectively directive and should have been backed up by a written order to stay at home earlier than the 3rd of April.